Hello YouTube. Today I'm going to go over the general parts of a vacuum, how to clean it out, and how to figure out whether you can suck up water like liquids or if it's just a dry vacuum, and how to switch between those two modes. I've got 3 different vacuums. I've got this Shop Vac, this Bissell, probably all seen that, and this really not very common TriStar vacuum. It's off of Electrolux. So yeah, we'll start with the Shop Vac on how to do dry. So we'll just pop this off with these clamps. A lot of these are pretty similar. They'll have like these clamps. Craftsman one and Rigid is a bit different, I think, but most of them are like this. And if you can get the top off, this is a reusable paper dry filter that has the ring around it. So basically you line it up in a circle, and then you're going to put the ring down around it with the foam filter underneath. So the foam filter is just for wet use only. So when you want to use this vacuum for wet purposes, you're going to take off this paper filter and you're only going to use the foam filter. Another filter you can use for dry is the cartridge filter. They make, I think there's like 3 different kinds. It's white, blue, and green. I think green's the best one for the small particles. Blue is like in the middle, and white is just big stuff. But you'll put the white one on, and there's a cap you use. You don't put the foam filter under that. That sits by itself. So you put it on, and there's a cap that screws on. It goes on top. That's what this came with. So that's what you do when you use it with wet. So, and when you use these with water and they get filled up, you don't want it to go through the motor. So it has a ball that raises to the suction of the motor, and when it gets too high in the filter cage, it'll block the suction, and the pitch of the motor will go a lot higher, and it will lose suction. And you just take the top off and empty it. Some of these have a drain plug at the bottom. Mine doesn't, but you can just empty it to the top of the tank and then just put it back on and use it like normal. And then you come over here. This vacuum, it's a Bissell bagless vacuum. It's also very simple to clean and use, but it's a little more complicated. So down here in the bottom, so we've got the height adjustment. So that controls the height of the cleaning head. So if you have the vacuum reclined, you use this gray button to recline it on the left. And then you see, so it's on the 4 setting, so it's on a pretty high setting. And see how high that is? And if you set it to highest setting, it goes a little bit higher. If I set it on number 3, which is the medium setting, it gets a little lower. 2 is almost bare floor, and then 1 is for bare floors. That's all the way down. And 5 is all the way high. That's for high pile carpet. So I usually leave mine, I usually use 3 different settings. High carpet, number 4, and number 1. Sometimes I'll use number 2, but it's mostly those 3 settings. So, going on, this brush roller down here. So there is a thing on the bottom that comes off. I'll get that off. That just turned around. So this comes off with screws, and under this right here, there's a belt that turns on the motor that's right under this casing. And it turns, and it comes down here to the brush roller, and it turns the brush roller. That guard right there is to guard the belt from hitting anything on the outside. That way it works correctly. So you see, you've got your lower hose, so the suction goes all the way there and it comes up. And then there's a connection here. So that twists off when you want to use the hose, and you can take it off of the clip up there. And then when you want to do floors, you just put that back on, and you can use it for floors. Now, I'm going to flip it back up. And on the back here, you got an array of attachments on this one. It's like your normal attachments. You have a dusting brush. It's a short little stubby crevice tool inside of this extension wand. See that? It goes on the hose or extension wand. And this extension wand right here. So all that stuff is on the back. And I'm going to try to get this in. And you just clip it on there. See? And then you clip it up here. You just push it right in, and it clips in, and it's good. So you've got this stretch hose. It stretches pretty good. You can get around stuff with it. And then when you want to put it back away, what you do, you just clip up here. You're going to put it on that clip. Gotta hold it. I'm doing this with one hand. I'm gonna pull it up till it's... Oh, dang it. Just spilled a bunch of stuff on me. Dirt. It should have sucked it up, but I guess I filled the tank up too much. And then you're gonna hook it in down here. So see, it goes around from there. The suction comes in from the tank. And it goes up here to this clip, and it's clipped in. And it goes down here to the connection for the lower hose where that is screwed in. And then right here, if you twist this to the left and pull it out, now stuff is going to fall over my floor. That is where it hooks up. So if you ever have any blockages, you can pull that off, that whole hose off, and you can clean inside it. I think you could put like a broomstick or something in there, some kind of stick. Looks like my vacuum needs cleaned. I just used this downstairs. And then you got to make sure you get that straight. I'm going to try to get this straight. And twist it in. Getting it straight. On the front here, you have this. You can get this turbo brush tool. Oh my god. Okay. Yep. Canned catastrophe. It's okay. So, you've got this turbo brush. So you put it on the end of the hose. And it's supposed to turn. It's an okay tool. The older models were better. It's okay. So you press to empty it. You press this thing and you pull the tank forward. And then, so up here, if you undo this latch, this green latch on here, it pulls up here, and you've got your filter, and that. So you can pull that filter out, clean it with cool water. Never use soap on these or they'll disintegrate. But on the back of this, on the bottom, it has a latch. So you undo that latch, and the thing will come down. That way it empties it. And then you just push the flat back up until it clicks. And then you put it right back on here and click it. Like that. And right here, so there's a tube coming from the motor. So it goes up, and the suction comes right here. There's a seal on the tank right there to make sure it keeps suction. So you just put it on there, snap it till it clicks, and then it'll be snug. Now this particular model has a cord rewind. Be very careful with these because I've seen these break a lot on vacuums. So basically what you do is you pull it out. And you're going to pull it out till you see the yellow line. And if you accidentally go to the red line, you're going to rewind it a little bit. I'll show you how to rewind it. So So I'm just going to keep pulling it out till I see the yellow sticker. So there it is. There's the yellow sticker. And then you can plug it into the wall and you can vacuum with it, just like normal. To rewind it, you press this gray button. It doesn't like to lift for some reason. And then it just went right in there. So that's good. And then that red power button is to turn it on and off. And that's kind of how that vacuum works. So these both are non-HEPA vacuums. I don't think this is HEPA either. So this vacuum, I'll bring it out from here. It's kind of racky. I mean, it's okay. It's a pretty nice vacuum. But I'm going to tip it down here. And I'll bring it over here. It rolls very nicely. This is a TriStar MG2. It's like from the 1990s. And it's actually a really nice vacuum. It's a canister. So that is the power button right there. So that's how you turn it on. And then just flip it around. I think it has something on the front for a wheel. So right there you hook the hose in. It does have electrical hookups. So you can use, so that's an electric head right there. You hook it up, there's electric going through the hose and wand. And also you can turn the power head off for when you want to do bare floors. There's a switch, if I can find it, right here. So you switch it on and off. And then you can control the power head. Now, if you open this, you pull the latch up from the bottom. And then you're going to pull it out from the top. Now, flip this up. Yeah, I had a necklace come apart, or bracelet. So that went all over the floor. So that's why that's in there. But, so this has a paper bag. I don't want to pull this out, but so it's got a filter underneath that looks just like it. And you can buy bags at like Walmart, Amazon, like those stores. It may come a little later since it's not a thing that's very common to buy. And I think they're kind of phasing out because not many people buy these kind of vacuum cleaners anymore. They're more buying like things like that I just showed. And you just change that bag when it gets full. Mine's not very full. And you just flop it down. And to get a good seal, you're going to do that. You're going to hook it on there. And then you're going to push it towards the bottom. And you hear that click and it latches. It does have a nice carrying handle. You can carry it. And on the front here, it has a filter. It's kind of a filter. I'll show you. That pops off. That's supposed to stay right there. It does not like to. I think it's supposed to be like a kind of HEPA, maybe. I don't know. It's not very HEPA looking to me. But that filter goes on there. So right there is where the exhaust air comes out of the motor. So this would be the post-motor filter. So that's going to go right on there. And then you put this cover on. It's going to latch right down there. There's a thing like a notch. And you're just going to push it down until it clicks. There you go. Now your vacuum is kind of put together. On the back, it has cord storage. It has a reasonably long cord. Here's the information on it. Not anything too interesting. So to pull this cord off, you're going to turn this and you're going to pull it from the bottom. Make sure that you unclip this from the top before you do this or it'll get all tangled up. So you put this back down, connect the hose, and the electrical connections will be facing the top of the machine. On this, got your hose and handle. This has the electrical connections, like I said. So you've got your dusting brush, and it has a tool for bare floors and a crevice tool. And that's the attachments it has. So that's going to wrap up this video on like the general part of vacuums, like what most vacuums you're going to see on them today. The main thing is wet, dry, bagged, and bagless. And that's just going to wrap it up for today. This is Finley's Vacuum Repairs, signing out.